Hello, beautiful simmers. Today we're going to be going over the Sims for Werewolf Game Pack CAS items. We'll be going through the werewolf portion of the CAS as well as new aspiration, and I will be showing you guys some of my very own styled looks that you can put together. Now this pack retails for $19.99 USD. However, you can get it on the EA app for cheaper because every few months they do have sales. If you do decide to purchase this game pack, you can use a creator code. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you a discount, but it does give the creator of your choosing a small commission. Let's get into it. We've got a new aspiration, which is werewolf. The bonus trait is Lunar Confidant. These Sims get an initial relationship boost when introducing themselves to werewolves, positive or negative, depending on how they act. Werewolf Initiate. This Sim wants to unleash her inner beast and become a werewolf. We'll be going over the feminine Sims side first. We've got a mullet type cut here going on. I think that this fits the werewolf pack very well. I'm just going through the swatches of these ones. We've got this shaven head in the back and it put up on top. I'm just going through the swatches of the different colored of hair, of the fashion colors, so you guys can get a better idea of what those colors are. And then these are super cute. I love the little hair ties that they've got on there. And they do change colors as you change the color of hair. Unfortunately, we can't change the color of the hair ties on our own. Now getting into this hat, it's so cute. Look at that. I love the little ears, and you can even see the little texture on the ears. Now we've got a couple of shirts here, and these are kind of cute. I wasn't expecting these for the werewolf pack. Look at that. You can see the little wolf on the back. How adorable. It's like Little Red Riding Hood. I'm just going through the swatches in the back. I thought these ones were going to be like werewolf, like claw marked and just kind of grungy and stuff, but they weren't. So that's cool. Look at the little tail on the shorts. Like, how funny. Here's a styled look that we got for the little girls. Now into the adult Sims. We've got the same hairstyles that we did for the child Sim, and yeah, now we're going through piercings. We've got some nose piercings here. It would have been cool if they did like a septum piercing. And we've got some earrings. They've got the little paw print on them. And then this is like a double piercing, so that's kind of cool too. I really like that they did that. Now we've got some necklaces. We actually have quite a few swatches here. I really love that turquoise aqua colored one. And I do like the rainbow one as well. I really love this necklace. I find myself using the moon ones a lot. I really enjoy those. I think they're beautiful. Now this pack does come with some new scar details, so I do think that that's pretty cool. It does add a lot to the werewolf aspect. We've got so many different types of scarring here, and there's still a lot more. I mean, that one was a mistake. But we've even got tattoos, which we'll be going through the other ones. I was just trying to get an idea and trying to show you guys. We got the butterfly tattoo. Now for some reason you can't adjust the hue or saturation, not sure why. And you can only put the butterfly on the one arm. I love this. This is so pretty. You can do the ombre effect. Now we've got more body scarring. We've got werewolf bites, scratches on the stomach, abdomen. It's just across the chest. It's crazy what we've got in werewolf bites. Some scratching on the back, on the thighs. It is just crazy. Now we're going into the top items. So you can see some of that sweater is very worn down. Here on the t-shirt, you can see the safety pins, which is kind of a fun little detail added on there. This is kind of cute. I really do like the pink swatch of this. Look at that. This one is just another jean jacket with the werewolf tee underneath. And this one, I wasn't really expecting this. I thought there would be more grunge items, but there is more earth tones to this CAS than there are in other packs, but I do think it's cute. And I love the back on this jean jacket. I love the little Sherpa up at the top where the collar is. It's very cool. And look, you can see through that in the back. You can see the tank in the back. This is a nice shirt. I love that they did the buttons in the moon as well. I think that's really cool. Here is another top that we have. Obviously, it's seen much better days. You know, sometimes we wear our clothing way too long, and this is one of those times. This reminds me of like something you would get in Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts. All the patching to it is just a lot. But it is kind of cool. It's something different. And this one, of course, is great for the werewolf pack. It is very torn up. Now we've got more of those patches on the vest in this item. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of different things, but it is very outdoorsy. I feel like we've got a lot of patching and a lot of scratches, torn items, which does make sense for the Werewolves game pack. And I'll be going through these towards the end where you can see the styled looks that I personally put together. This is pretty cool. It's got even that moon patchwork in the back, so that's kind of neat. I like the belt detail on the top, and I love these shorts. Unfortunately, the bow on the back is painted on, so that's too bad, but it is what it is. This one, I would have liked to see the tie of the sweater poke out more in the front. And these shorts, very self-explanatory. Obviously, you're turning into a werewolf. Now we've got 3 different shoes here. We've got the Converse. You can see the moons on the side, and some swatches are more dirty than the others. I do appreciate that. We've got these ones. I feel like they made a little too big in the front. They kind of remind me of clown shoes, not gonna lie. And these, of course, we've definitely outgrown. Now we've got a moon ring, a couple of moon rings, which I think are pretty cute. And then this butterfly, or maybe it's supposed to be a moth, not sure. And we've got a moon bracelet, which we've got a few swatches of. Now we do have some bandaging on the wrists, or hands I should say. Now, this pack came with nails, which is super cool, but it does make sense, the scratching of the werewolves, so I'm glad that they added those into them. I think it was a great detail. Now, we do have a pair of leggings. As you can see, they are ripped up as well. I think these are kind of cute. I love the different swatches that we've got there. And these are our full body outfits. This looks like it's just a bunch of fabric, you know, like quilts. That's what it reminds me of. The pouch on this I was not expecting, but it is cute. It almost looks like little dandelions, but I'm pretty sure they're sunflowers. And if you see the pants underneath, I did leave the leggings on by accident. I had to take them off, but I do think that this is another cute top. You could use it as a dress or put leggings underneath. I loved this dress. You could see the detail of the patching on the elbows and on the dress itself. I think this is so cute. It's adorable. And this is a great fall outfit. I think they did a great job putting this together. I love that you can see how the shirt is kind of tucked out and it kind of bunches up, just how a normal shirt you would wear in real life does. I like the swatches as well. I wasn't expecting it to be as nice as it is. I thought that there would be a lot more scratching on this one. You could see the details on the elbows as well. I think we've got some cute swatches here too. I'm pretty pleased so far. I mean, especially with these full body items, I'm really liking them. Here are the styled looks that are put together for you. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job putting some of them together, and they make sense. Some of them we'll be going through, and I'll be styling my own looks. That one looks good together. I just love those soft colors. Now for the little toddlers, they actually get something. And these cute little overalls. Oh, they're so adorable. But this is, I don't know, dare I say cuter? Look at that. Oh, and look at those swatches. I love that pink and purpley swatch. Now we're going to show the back because they do have little paw prints and the moon on the back. Here is the styled outfit for the toddler. The shoes are base game. Now we're going through the child's for the male. And this is Calvin here. Got the same hat as the female side Sims. And I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but I believe the adults do get the hat as well. They're just recycling the sweaters here. So you get both male and female having the same clothing, which is unfortunate, but it is better than nothing, so I will take that. I was just trying to show you guys the tail. I thought that was kind of fun. And you can see that it does have, that these shorts are very worn. I like how one string is longer than the other in the front tie. I think that was a nice touch. Here are some of the styled looks. And now we're into adult men. We've got the same recycled hairstyles. And of course, the male Sims get the same jewelry as the feminine Sims. So, I mean, I'm glad at least we don't have to check the feminine side. They still get the jewelry, but it's very gender neutral, so that tells you a lot. It will go either or, it doesn't really matter. Now we've got the same sweater. We will have some recycled clothing, unfortunately. I do think, in my opinion, when they do that, it's kind of lazy. I personally feel that way. Okay. And sorry, my computer went black. Okay, we've got some scratches there. And I do, like I was saying, I do think it's kind of lazy. Because we can already uncheck the masculine items and put feminine items there, but it is what it is. I mean, I guess if you want, you can have like matching outfits, you know, maybe that could, oh, I should totally do that. I'm gonna do that. Yes, we could make them even like twins, like a boy and a girl twins, or we can just do like coupley matching outfits, but those are like literally matching. Again, recycled content here. It is what it is. Same with the jeans. I think that's just, I'm sorry, it's lazy to me. But notice on the belt buckle, look, it almost looks like a moon. Yeah, that's kind of how belt buckles are supposed to look, but I feel like maybe they did that on purpose. I don't know. But we're just gonna go with it. Now again, we've got the same shoes. Again, they're recycled. I mean, the ones where your feet are poking through obviously make sense. And these ones just remind me of clown shoes, because why are they so dang big at the end? It just doesn't make any sense. The men get the same bracelet as the female Sims, which makes sense. They also get the same rings, which makes sense as well. And I don't know if I did the moth ring. There it is. Yep. It's coming up. I do, and I don't know. I just wanted to see if the men had the nails, and they do. Men get 2 outfits, which are the exact same as the feminine outfits. So it is what it is. These outfits are recycled as well. A lot of them. That's very, very unfortunate. I really think they need to work on some of that stuff. Now we're turning her into a werewolf. Now, if you go over to here, you click on that. That's how you're going to be able to create your werewolf form if you're doing it from CAS. You can create the different faces. Well, you'll have just a few to choose from, but you'll have the different ears, basically like you do in the human side of CAS. Now you will get to choose the little tuft on their cheeks and decide how you want their noses to be. Now we did get some new teeth for this pack, and I'm just kind of showing you here. And then we did get little beards. And they can wear jewelry, which I found very interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. The wolves kind of look a little odd in my opinion, but it is what it is, you know. They do have 2 extra necklaces here for the werewolf, and I'm just showing you that you can go into detail edit mode and change more things about the Sims. Now, the latest update we've got with the Pride update, when I changed the face on the werewolf, it actually changed the face to my sim. So just keep that in mind. I filmed this, the actual, not the voiceover, but the actual part before we had that update. So that's something to keep in mind. We've got a ton of different furs with this pack. It is just insane, the customization that we can do. There's so much. So many different swatches. Like, and then if you see up at the top, you can change the colors. There's like up here, so you can really do so many different options. You see the little paint palette. Yeah, it's ridiculous. There, do you see, I'm showing you, so you can even customize it on your own, which I think is super cool. And they can wear nails, which I found very interesting. I wasn't expecting that. They've got toenail swatches, which this one is only found in the werewolf items. Then we've got this customization where you can put little markings and stuff on them, just like you can the cats and dogs. I went through some of it. All right, I wanted to put together some outfits for you guys. So here is one for the men, and we'll just kind of go through some of them. Here's another one. You can see the plaid here matches the plaid on the jeans, which is pretty cool. I appreciate that detail. Now, not all of them are going to match. I mean, with the plaid, you know what I mean? Like the stitching there. I wish they would have done stitching to where we could make it match with all of those, but unfortunately they didn't. That's okay though. All right, here's another one. Like I said, I'm just trying to put together some things that I think go together or feel like they might go together a little bit. Here's another one. It's a little out there, but it is what it is. I try to utilize the entirety of the packs when putting together outfits, just to give you guys an idea. And I don't know if I showed this earlier, but this detail here on the jacket is kind of interesting because you can see the little swirly string hanging out both on the top and the bottom. So that's kind of interesting. And then I did put together a couple of more. Here looks like he has been turned from being a werewolf. Oh, it changed the color of his hair too. I had a nice color going on there that actually went together with the outfit. Unfortunately, it is what it is that it changed it. I will say that when you guys go in and do make your werewolf, when you change the face and stuff, at least for this new update that I'm going through and changing things on here, it will change the face of your sim, interestingly. I did not care for that. I don't like that it did that. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't know if this is just from a new update. I didn't have this when I was... I filmed the other portion of the video a different time before this update, so this is what we've got now. I don't know if it was just with this update or not, but that's something to keep in mind. So I did want to clarify that the adult Sims do not get the hat that the little kid Sims do, which is unfortunate because they did recycle the hairstyles for the adult and children Sims. So yeah, not sure why they didn't just recycle the hat. But I'm going to show you guys some of my own styled looks that I put together, and I did decide to put some of the claw markings and whatnot on her. But I do think this is really cool. I love the leggings. I think that a lot of the stuff in this pack is cohesive, and some of it is more normal looking, if that makes sense. Like this outfit, I love the purple together. The purple down at the leggings is more muted than the purple or lavender on top. I think it's very pretty. And like I said earlier, you can see the back of the tank top right through here because of this being mesh. I think that is really fun and cool. But I just don't like that they recycled so many of the items for both male and female. I think that they really did a disservice there. Maybe that's because we do have the werewolf, the actual werewolf that they had to style. I'm not sure, but it's just something to keep in mind. I would like to know exactly their reasoning. Maybe there is an actual reason that I just don't know about. Didn't look into it. As I've said before, I am literally late to the game. Now, obviously, these aren't cold weather items, but they are outfits that I put together nonetheless. Again, it's just, some of it is cute. I like how it's tucked in, and it's interesting. I think that they just, I don't know. And the female Sims do get a lot more items than the male Sims. I mean, I play with a female Sim far more than I do the male Sim. I like styling a female Sim much better than I do a male Sim, but I do think they need to include more male clothing items. I don't want them to get rid of the female clothing items, that's for sure, but you know, it's just something to think about. I really do like that some of this stuff in this pack is very cohesive. I think that they did a pretty good job with that. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff that is matching, and I do think that it was great that they did a nice job with the tears in the clothing, you know. And I do like the shorts because we don't really have anything like these shorts, and I do like that the shoes have dirtier swatches because it's more realistic. Lately I've been more into realistic gameplay, so if you're into the realism, then I would suggest that you might like the CAS items in this pack, but don't just get it for that. I wouldn't say just to spend your money on that if that's the only reason. I do like the build by objects, so I think you'd have to want to play with a little bit of both of them and maybe even like the gameplay. And I would suggest getting it on sale because honestly, that's the best time to buy these things, is when they're on sale. I personally think that, in my opinion. Look at that. That's a 3-layer haircut right there. That's what that is. And of course, the male Sims do get all the same scarring as the female Sims, and they do get the same tattoos as well. I really do like this pack. I just wish that they didn't do so much recycling of the clothing. I do think it's fun that you can be a werewolf, although the werewolves do kind of creep me out. Like the look of them, I wish that they were more realistic looking and less like a weird human type thing. I don't know. They're just kind of creepy to me. That's my opinion. You guys are gonna have to let me know what you're thinking of this. I think we're gonna have to make a werewolf, like, you know, Jacob from Twilight. We're totally gonna have to do that. Definitely. Especially now that I've got the vampire pack too. So we'll have to make Jacob and Edward. So yeah, you guys definitely let me know what you are thinking in the comments below. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments as well. And do the werewolves creep you out? Like, do they look weird to you? Or is that just me? Okay guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.